Now they can hear me, and now they can hear you. Hello, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us for another Lethal's Vapor Lounge Live. I actually almost said Lethal's Vape Reviews right there. That was almost a mess up on my part. As you guys can see, we've got a very special guest on tonight, Mr. Rebuildable Ryan. Ryan, thank you so much for coming on with us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime. Well, I know you said you're shorthanded, so I'll let you go first, but we normally start with our buffets. So why don't you guys go ahead and tell the people what you're running today?
All right. Well, this is literally my run around every day setup, and I haven't been home yet, so this is what I've had with me all day. I got the blue Rip Pie Guys apple pie, which I got a glare, so you're not gonna be able to see it, and I got the Topside Dual and the Jenna.
Very nice.
And that's all I got with me right now.
Rock on, man. How's it? How you liking that Jenna?
Oh man, I enjoy it a lot. It's finicky in its ways. You got to find the right build for it. In my opinion, if you try to run too hot, like too low of a build, you're gonna end up losing flavor. But like usually 0.3 to 0.4, 50 watts is like the sweet spot for it.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, I guess I should go over what I'm vaping on now. Like I said, I'll make up the difference between the two of us. First up, I've got the Voopoo Drag with the Hell Vapes Hell Beast tank on there, running that mouth to lung right now with 50 milligram Nick salts. Yikes. Next up, we've got a little bit older. We've got the Zenith from iJoy, the Maxo with the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro on top. We've also got the usual, the Punisher V3 rig with the Kennedy 24 on top there. And two new guys that I just got yesterday, which I am so happy to have in my possession right now. We've got first up the Dot Box, the 300 watt with the Dead Rabbit RTA on top there. I'm really liking that setup.
Did you say 300 watt?
Yeah, 300 watt dot mod.
Really? What does it take?
Lipo.
Oh shit! Is that custom?
Nope. It was about $180.
I didn't know they had a lipo.
That's about what they go for. I got mine through trade, so I can't say anything. It's nice, though. It's nice. Hits very well. And the last one I'm on with is the overpowered 21700 stack with the drop dead on top there. Really liking that one too.
Just pick that
Juice.
up, right?
What's that?
You just pick that mod up.
You can. Yeah, I got them in trade yesterday.
How you liking it so far?
Oh, I did the review of the overpowered, so I already knew I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
And the dot mod, I really liking it so far. Very easy to use. The menu is simplistic. Very, very simple.
Okay.
It's if you've used regulated mods, this is going to be so easy for you to use. But it's got all sorts of settings. It's got power mode, obviously TC mode. You've got your nickel, stainless, titanium. You've also got bypass mode, and it's got some system settings in there too. Like you can check your puff counter and reset it and all that. But so far, man, I'm really, really liking it. It's the first lipo box I've ever had, so I'm not. The battery life on it though is good. I can get about a day out of it.
Yeah, I bet. How many miles is it?
What did it say? 1300.
13.
Yeah, 1300 mAh, 14.4 watt hours, 11.1 volts.
Nice. That's badass.
But juice that I'm on with, I've got some Blasberry going. We've got some very tail end of my PJ Brothers strawberry creme brulee. We've got some infused liquids mocha vape, and my favorite right now, monkey nuts. Where is it? Focus, damn you. I hate Logitech. Anyways, those are monkey nuts.
What
But
flavor is that?
that's like a banana nut bread with like a variety of different nuts. It's got hazelnut in there. Hazelnut is the one I can taste the most. Did I just flicker out for a second there?
Not that I saw.
Let's see. Okay, maybe I didn't. Puffing Billy says I flickered, I think. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Betty says I did too. Antoinette says I didn't. But we're back
I didn't see,
anyways.
I
So,
didn't see it on Zoom.
what's that?
I didn't see it on Zoom. Maybe on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
That's what I looked at. I saw it on YouTube. But anyways, now that we've gone through our buffets, I'm going to go ahead and throw some shout outs to people in chat real quick. Mr. J Money, how are you doing, my man Jordan? Big love, brother. Unicron's Hole, Jeff Esposito, Betty, how are you? Des Turner, Antoinette, Puffing Billy. We've got Vaping Smurf. We've got James Rivera, what's going on? Rebuildable Ryan, what's up, dude? Who else? Anybody else? Matt Benson, Minnesota Clouds, what's going on, my dude? Vaping Irish. We've got Andrew Taylor. What's going on, dude? How do you turn the notifications off? If you really want to, you can hit the bell so it's not got the things around it. That'll take it off. Hip Hop Juice. What's going on? He is in the house. Andike Magyar. What's going on? Vaping with Nikki B. And I think that about does all of that. Yeah, that takes care of everybody in chat so far. If I've missed anybody, please do not hesitate to throw it out there. I'll give you a shout. Anyways, so Ryan, how's your week been, bro?
Oh, my week's been hectic. I've had long days, and last Friday, was it last Saturday? my audio for my channel has been like jacked up because I'm sure you know. I see you had a mic. You're not using the Logitech to take
Right.
on. Yeah, so my audio's been jacked up, and as of right now, my audio is probably not much better. uh, so Saturday I placed an order for a mic and a camera setup. The mic was supposed to be here. Well, the mic was here Monday, but it only runs through the camera. And I was waiting for the camera to get here, and they said next week. And then last night I looked, and they were like, "Oh, it'll be there tomorrow." So then, out of nowhere, now I had the camera coming today, and I had to figure out someone to be there to sign for it. And it was just like, fuck, like I didn't want to wait any longer because I was already super anxious for it. So luckily, it all panned out, but it's been hectic to say the least because I still want to keep putting content out, but knowing that I have a much better setup coming, it's like
Yep,
I'm back and forth.
Something to look forward to. We always want to get better, you know? We always want to put out better quality content. And it's makes you feel better when you can do that, you know? Like I started with my phone, and then I moved up to a little C110 camera, which is total crap when you compare it to the C920. Now I've got the C920. I couldn't be happier. You know what I mean?
What kind of phone do you have?
I have a crap LG Tribute HD.
Okay, because I have the C920 as well, and what I figured out was the C920 for me with the phone. I have an iPhone 6s, and the camera on the 6s was actually better for down lows because I don't know if you noticed, but like when you zoom in with the C920, it starts to lose a lot of quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up using my phone on the down lows and then the C920 on the FaceTime in the videos. Um, I mean, I'm super stoked now.
Oh man, that's a beauty.
I'm like in love. I literally just opened it up like an hour ago. I feel like a little kid on Christmas.
Oh, I bet you did. I feel like that every time I find out I've got vape mail.
Yep.
Every single time. Big shout out to my brother in vaping, Mr. Frames Janklin Vapor. What's going on, my dude? Big love to you, my friend.
What's up, Frames Janklin? Also, real quick, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
J Money. No, I've never tried the FP, but I have this really annoying friend, Jordan, who always fucking tells me to get
it. It's funny. I was just looking at mine.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, I've got the FP. I really like it, man. I really, really like it. As far as RTAs go, and I'm not a tank guy. I'm primarily a dripper guy. But as far as RTAs go, it's in the top 2 of the ones that I own.
What's the other one?
What's that?
What's the other one that you have up there with it?
The other one is the shit, I can't even remember the name of it now. I don't even have it up here. But third would be the Dead Rabbit RTA.
I couldn't stand that thing.
No?
I mean, it vaped all right. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah. That's the thing with the Dead Rabbit series too, you know, is it wasn't for everybody. It didn't suit everybody, you know, but it did suit some people, and that was cool. A lot of people, I found that there were a lot of people that were torn between the Dead Rabbit and the Drop. Some liked one and not the other simultaneously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you on one side of that spectrum, or did you like both?
Yeah, I'm on that spectrum. I don't really care for the Drop, to be honest with you. I own everything that came from the Rabbit family so far, minus the Dead Goat. And I really like them all. I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't get on with the Drop. I just couldn't.
For me, the Drop Dead is my favorite out of all of them. Like, I genuinely like the Drop Dead like a lot. But between just the Drop and the Dead Rabbit, I would go with the Drop. So I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
By
like how it doesn't suit everybody, but it suits some people, you know. And then there's
and I mean, and
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, no. By all means.
And that that's why there's so many different types of products on the market, you know, because we're not. If we all thought the dead rabbit was the best dripper on the world, we would have a line of one type of dripper coming out every 2 months.
Right.
We wouldn't have it right.
I need to try the goat first there, Frames Janklin. I don't have one. My
I
bad.
swear I saw a picture with you that had a goat in the background. Was that you?
Mm-mm.
I saw a goat box. I thought it was your picture.
Oh, not mine. But yes, I do have a box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, surprisingly, for just a simple round wire build in the regular goat, I haven't tried the dead goat because I gave my goat away. Um, but the regular goat was surprisingly a decent RDA for what it is. Minnesota Clouds is making some good points here.
Wouldn't ask Ryan vape questions. He really smokes Newports in his private room. Just ask Jay Money. Oh, God.
Jordan says he likes your box.
Yeah, well. Ask Jordan for you. He loves my box. But no, don't worry about over talking here, man. This is my show is just a much very relaxed. I try to, like the name says, I try to keep it to like a lounge type environment, just kind of shooting the shit, talk about whatever either comes to mind or if we have any topics we wanted to discuss. But one thing I do with people that come on my show for the first time is why don't you give the folks out there that don't know who you are just a little rundown of who Rebuildable Ryan is and what he does? He's like, spotlight, shit.
Well, I I'm in recovery. I've been sober for a little over 2 years now. Started, I got into vaping like probably for the first time 3 or 4 years ago. I vaped on and off for a little bit, nothing serious. Didn't have any crazy types of setups, you know, just the normal bullshit for a beginner. Um, when I started moving forward and getting serious about being sober, which was around 2 years. Well, it's been over 2 years, but I got into vaping probably a year, like hardcore, like into it, probably about a year and a half ago, give or take. Um, and like I watched every single goddamn video there was. I made time to watch every video from every reviewer. It was like the main thing in my life that kept my brain like on the straight and narrow, kept me busy, kept me doing good things, talking to good people. Um, and then my channel started with the profile RDA. I saw all the reviews on the profile RDA, and I had dripped it for a while, and then I finally put it on a squonk mod after about the first month or two that I had it. And I was having the issues where like I was only getting one, two, or maybe three hits because my wick was too thick. So basically, I wanted to create a video that was showing people that were new to it that like if you're gonna drip it, you should wick it like normal, and then if you're gonna squonk it, you're gonna need to thin it out like greatly. So that was my first ever video, and even if you go back and watch that video, well, actually, I'm blessed because it's approaching like 11,000 views, which isn't crazy, but for me, like I'm blown away by it. So that was my start, and then I say in that video, like I think I'm just gonna do this video, and then that's it. I just kind of wanted to put this info out there, and then somewhere like a month down the road, I ended up I started communicating with people like Stevie J, Truck and Vapes mainly, all them guys, and I started hanging out in Zoom. and they all started. I was told that like basically what had happened is I was asked to be the co-host of the show. I ended up doing that. After a few times of doing that, I was like, all right, so I guess it's time to get serious about my channel because, um, I'm doing these live shows on someone else's channel and I have one video on my channel. So I should probably start digging into this. So probably like the first 5 to 7 videos on my channel were all done through my MacBook webcam. And like, I didn't have a down low like whatsoever. My first video with 11,000 views doesn't have a down low. I'm just like holding the stuff up to the camera. Um, just real janky shit. And I ended up investing into a tripod, the C920, yada, 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 and started getting more serious about it, getting more into it. And basically, like every single time I upgrade something, by the time I have that, by the time the first video that I make with that new piece of gear, I'm already looking for the next weak point. So I'm trying to evolve like just one piece at a time. And the camera and the mic was like the biggest upgrade I've done yet. And it took me a while to actually want to spend that kind of money. But now that like I know like I'm in this no matter what happens, no matter if my sub base stays the same, drops or whatever, like I enjoy doing this. It's an outlet for me. It helps keep me sober. And then, like I said, it just keeps my mind on the straight and narrow. So, I'm not saying that my opinion is God or anything like that. I'm just trying to put what I feel about a product out there and have a good time doing it.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I saw somebody asked what I'm sober from. I'm sober from heroin, and obviously, because I was doing heroin, there was fentanyl in it. So heroin and fentanyl, and benzos like Xanax or Klonopin.
All right. Well, congratulations on your 2 years, man. That's pretty big, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hello, Long Road Ohm. How are you doing, my buddy? So, yeah, I don't have much to talk about because I haven't heard much. I know that there's something going on with a flavor ban. Flavor ban or sales tax on vaping bill going through in Washington State right now. Something like that. But that's
yeah. I don't know the exact details on it. What I do know is, sorry, I'm trying to. I gotta answer something that's kind of important. But
no worries.
What I do know is, Artist E-Liquids. They're based out of Washington, and Frames Janklin. The last I knew, he was doing this with me as well. We were in training to receive Artist E-Liquids and attempt to sell them to vape shops around our areas.
Oh yeah, that's vaping with Ken.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
So I ended up with everything that's going on in Washington because they're based out of Washington. Right now, everything's pretty much at like a halt with that. So I know it's nothing to balk at because it's affecting things like right now as we speak.
Oh yeah. There is a whole lot of bullshit going on in many states. It's all over the place right now. It's horrible. The United States, man, I've been saying it for a while. DIY, is that the way of the future or what?
DIY? Oh.
I mean, the way things are looking right now, given the federal bill that's being posed and all of the state flavor bans that are going on lately.
I think when the people in our community, like our biggest people, like Mike Vapes, people like that, when they're saying like the future of vaping looks grim, that it's a pretty grim outlook because
Mhm.
those should be the first people that are like, we got this, yada yada yada. But if I mean, obviously anything can happen, but I just feel like right now where we're at, we're not in a position and we don't really have the power to come back out of this. So, as much as I would hate to say this, because I've never DIY'd in my life, nor do I care to, that's probably going to be the future. Like it, the future looks grim for our community. And the sad part is people like us who are plugged in, like obviously, and unless they fully like outlaw vaping, obviously we're still going to be able to get like flavors, and we'll have to mix it ourselves, and we'll still be vaping pretty decent. Because even if they stop selling new vape products, we all have enough stuff to last. Um, but yeah, what's the sad part is all this equipment and vape flavors are not going to be available to any type of smoker that could have become a vapor in the future. And now it'll be stuff like the iOS.
Oh, the ICOS. Oh, fuck the ICOS.
Yeah, what is it?
The ICOS. I don't know what it stands for, but ugh, I can't. Yeah. First of all, I want to give big shout outs to Slave for Red. How are you, my bro? And Missy Adams, how are you, my dear? Chunkmeister, I quit original smoking is what ICOS stands for. Is what Chunkmeister has put into Wolf. What's going on, my man? Anybody else I haven't said hello to in chat, I do apologize. I've been discussing, and look at that new camera.
Sorry, I'm just showing Slave.
No, by all means.
I'm fucking stoked.
Dude, that's super chill.
I had to show Steve. Philly Vape, what is up, brother?
Cal's Irons, what's going on, my man? Philly Vape, yep. He says that's sexy as fuck, Ryan.
He already saw it. I friggin' sent him 20 pictures earlier.
He stopped smoking. Yep, go ahead.
Go for it.
I stopped smoking cigarettes by vaping. I'm on zero, Nick. Just love to vape. You know what, man? If that keeps you off smoking, by all means. And congratulations for getting to zero, Nick, bro. Totally.
I want to touch on that too, but before I do, Philly, I had no idea I wasn't subbed to you. Like last night or something, I was looking and I saw your channel and I was like, what the fuck? I'm not subbed, so my bad. I thought I was. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I've brought up this topic to a couple people before. Would you rather lose flavors and only have like a tobacco and a menthol flavor and have nicotine, or would you rather have no nicotine and all the flavors?
I could wean down to zero. As long as I keep vaping. And I'm not a huge tobacco fan, so I would rather keep the flavors and vape zero than.
And to me, and this is my opinion, and it's probably wrong, and yeah, it's probably totally wrong, but to me, I feel like hobbyist vapors would be able to drop to zero if they had to keep flavors. I feel like the people that just vape to stay off cigarettes. I mean, we all vape to stay off cigarettes, but I mean the hobbyist aspect of it, I feel like we would want flavors and zero nick, but the people that aren't hobbyists would just want nick and not really give a shit about flavors.
Right. Totally agree. I do. I absolutely would though. Like in all fairness, I had quit smoking about 2 weeks before I started vaping, and I started with 0 milligram. Coil Proby, what's going on, my dude? I started with zero, and then I ended up losing my way. Went back to smoking cigarettes again, and I started with 3 milligram this time, and I've been off the cigarettes for over a year, over a year. But I could see myself going back down to zeros. That I don't think that would be out of the realm of possibilities for myself. How about you?
It would definitely be hard. Um, I don't necessarily get anything really. Like I could, unless I sat here and I vape like 20 hits within a half a minute. That's probably the only way I would really get a Nick buzz. But I vape stacks, and I only vape 3 milligrams. So obviously, if I did it with a six, I'd get a head buzz. But I vape stacks and everything. I don't really feel a head buzz. Obviously, I get the effect of the nicotine, and it relaxes me or whatever you want to say the feeling is. But I don't necessarily get a Nick buzz anymore.
Right.
So with that being said, I feel like I vape because I enjoy just the act of vaping. I enjoy like smooth airflow on atomizers. I enjoy good flavor, clouds. Um, so I would probably go through some nasty withdrawals because I am a chain vapor. Like if I'm in an area where I can vape, I'm nonstop.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go through some withdrawals from it. But I mean, to keep my flavors, I
Yeah.
would do it.
Yeah. See, it would be difficult for me, but what I would do, the way I would probably, if I was to start weaning down to zero, what I would do is I'd keep a bottle of zero with me and my bottle of threes, and I'd swap off between them. You know what I mean?
Yep. I really wish that companies would start doing a 1.5. Like as popular as three is, they do 1.5s just as much.
Yeah.
Because I would drop down to a 1.5. For me, given the option of having nicotine and flavors, I like nicotine because I feel like it adds to the flavor greatly. Um, it just adds that little kick. And I don't mean throw hit. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But if I could go down to 1.5, I would definitely do it. But it's just not really readily available unless you want to buy 100 mil in a zero and 100 mil in three.
Wow. Bronco Monk says he started at six, then he went to three, then 1.5 and zero.
What'd you start at? That's a good question.
I like I said, I started at zero, but then I went back to smoking, and then I started again with the vaping, but I started at three. I never made it up to six. I tried some six. It was just too much.
Yeah, I started with a sub ohm tank, and what was my first? I had a Sigelli 0 to 150. That was my first like setup as I was becoming a hobbyist. And I started with six, and I was on six for probably 6 to 8 weeks, and then I dropped to three, and I was chain vaping like a motherfucker. But once I went a week on three, and I tried some six, I was like, oh hell no.
Matt Benson, no, because we get pre-mixed Nick juice here. We don't get the short fills. We don't get juices that we actually have to add Nick to unless we're doing our own DIY stuff. So no, I think that we should. I mean, I think that the UK's got that, the way that they run their juices, pretty nailed down. I think that if the US started to do something like that, they'd see something, between like the juice shots, the flavor shots and whatnot, where you get these like 100 milliliter bottles with just a little bit of the flavoring concentrates down the bottom pre-mixed. All you got to do is add your Nick and your VG and you're good.
Yep.
I think that if we were to start seeing that around here in the States, I think that might change something a little bit.
I've even thought about like there's a chance that we could adopt a strategy along that.
It would be great.
Yeah, because at that point we wouldn't necessarily lose anything. We would just have to do a little more work.
Right.
And us as hobbyists, building shit every day, that's not much work.
Yeah, and it's easy for those that don't already do or know how to do their own DIY stuff, you know,
Yep.
but they want their flavors, so it makes it easy for people. Um, yeah, it was a way for them to get around the TPD. Absolutely. And like you said earlier, they won't get rid of the flavorings. They can't get rid of the flavorings. They're all USP food grade products. So is VG. So is PG. Um, the FDA has already approved all of that, so they can't turn around and say no, no longer. We're going to ban these. Well, they could, but I don't see that ever happening. Um, but if they were to do that, then it's not just the vaping community that would suffer. It's everything would suffer. You know, it's just a horrible situation.
Yeah, I mean, basically all we can do at this point is sit back, and obviously we can do our part, but it's it's out of our hands. You know, we can advocate, but I just feel that they're gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, they are because they've got the financial backing from the big corporate leaders, you know,
Yep.
and that's the shit part. But yeah. So you're gonna set that camera up, huh?
Am I?
Are you?
I don't think I'm gonna do live streams with it.
No.
No, because I don't have a capture card yet. And actually, what I was thinking of doing was picking up like an A5100 camera and live streaming with that. I can probably get one of those for around 400. That setup with the mic and everything was like 800.
Oh wow.
So I would rather pick up like a $400 camera and run that on lives, because I don't necessarily want to run that camera for hours at a time every couple of days, you know.
Right.
You know, long road home. That's what I'm using right now is the C920.
Yep. Same here, bro. That's what I get. The C920. Gaily Bops, my love, how are you? Yeah, I mean, having better equipment, man. I would love to have something like a DSLR or even just a better camera for my top downs and stuff would be great. Something that I don't have to mess with the autofocus a lot, and something that actually can get really, really crisp images, you know. I like my stuff now, don't get me wrong. I like it a lot better than it used to be. Kentucky Vapor, what's going on, man?
Kentucky, everybody call it Kentucky Twang Vapes.
Twang Vapes, what's going on, Twang?
Twang Vapes.
Oh, man. There you go. You guys gotta get together and work it out. Work it out, work it out.
Oh.
So, you got anything interesting coming out this week?
Well, I'm thinking probably after this, I am going to film the down low on the Rebirth RTA. So I'll most likely have the Rebirth RTA out tomorrow. And what is that? That brings us to Friday. Either Friday or Saturday, I'll probably do the bulk RTA. And then I have my Sunday show. Next week, I got the Trinity Alpha to come. There's a bunch of shit that I can't even think of right now. I got like 7 or 8 different pieces of hardware. Thanks to Dez, I got the Crown Floor mod on the way, and also the Aromomizer Plus. So those will be coming in the future. But what I try to do, because I have to buy all my hardware, obviously, because I'm definitely not at a point where companies even care about me, unless they're an e-juice company. E-juice companies do hook me up. But so what I like to do is like 2 hardware videos and 2 juice videos and my live show in a 7-day period. That way, because I like to put 4 reviews out per week plus my weekly show. But if I did all 4 of those videos as hardware reviews, I'd be out of stuff so quick. I'd be dry. If I didn't have juice to put in with it, I'd be dry.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way, man. It's an out of pocket kind of thing right now, where we're 100% independent, and
Yep.
it. See, for me, I started doing my videos and stuff, and then I became more connected with live streams and started my own show, and then that kind of grew into 2 shows. I ended up killing one of them, and became a co-host on one show, and then next thing I know, 2 others followed, and so it's between real life happenings and goings on, and the live shows. It's been hard for me to find the time to do videos.
So when when I was in the first like 2 to 3 month period of my channel, I did more live streams. Um, you know, I was on Truck and Vape's show very often. At the time, he wasn't working, so I was doing a live stream on his channel probably 4 nights a week. I was doing one on mine 1 or 2 nights a week, and I would pop live randomly. Um, but I feel like in the last two months or so, what I feel like I want for my channel is I want the scheduled live once a week, and then like I push myself like I will not let my channel have like less than 2 or 3 reviews out per week aside from the show, because I'm trying to fill my channel with
Content.
content, not live streams. And if you go back and look at the beginning, you'll see like 6 or 7 live streams in a row, then maybe a review, and then more live streams. But like as of the last 3 months, I've just been like forcing myself to just film because I feel like I've been probably building a stronger subscriber base and a following doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's super easy to press live, do this, and then you have content. Um, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I was I was trying to go like in a different direction with my channel personally.
Yeah.
But the filming shit and the editing shit, it's like it's easy to say you're gonna make a video, but then once you do it, it's like there's so many steps.
That's right. That's right. I just want to address a comment in chat real quick. Long Road Ohm. I don't use Twitter much, but I do have one. I don't know if I have you on there. But do you have any other ways to get a hold of you? Because, yeah, Twitter's not the best for me. But anyways, yeah, I've said that I was going to do videos, and then just life happens, and I can't get to it, but that's it's just a part of life.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I
But that, and like I said, combined with the amount of live streams that I do a week, it's rough. It's hard. It's
It's not
easy.
easy. It's not easy as everybody thinks it would be.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and it's like all that they get is just this time here, in this one little box, and they don't see what we have to do before and after the shows, and all the
Yep.
prep work that goes into it, and it's a lot to do, and it's not easy, and it's not as easy, like you said, as some people think it is.
Yeah, like um before I say what I was gonna say, Long Road Ohm, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it, sir. Um but even for live streams, like okay, 7 to 8 o'clock, some people might think, all right, they're only taking an hour out of their night, whatever. But when you work till 4 or 5 p.m. and then you get out instead of being able to just like take your time and relax after work, you're getting home, you're doing what you got to do real quick, showering, and then jumping right here. So it definitely, it definitely, it's not a lot of work when you just look at it from the outside, but when you put like life into it and you try to do this like 5, 6 days a week, it starts to add up.
Yep, it really does. The time just adds up, and then it's like, you know. But I've gotten that way. I also have, and a lot of the people know this about me. Did it again, didn't we? We glitched out just for half a second. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's all right. Anyways, yeah, I've a lot of people know this about me. Anyways, I suffer with some mental illness, with depression and ADHD, whatnot. Because I'm from the USA, I don't know. I did it like a couple of times and it just kind of stuck. So it's just kind of permanently back there.
Shit, since I've known you, I think I, I, I found out about you around the expo time frame, and since I've seen you since then, it's been there.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's been there for quite some time now. Um, I don't know. I needed a background. And at first, I think it was just a plain sheet. And then I had the idea to pin the flag up to it, and it just kind of stuck there. Um, Yeah. So the depression, it gets bad sometimes, it gets not so bad sometimes, but when it gets bad, it's really hard to find the motivation as well to try and want to do a video or want to do anything in general, but it's like one of the last things that I want to do is be sitting in front of the camera and putting the work in and stressing myself out even more. Um, so that's also another reason that it another thing that plays into making your channel what it is and being able to put the content out and stuff. Absolutely, Antoinette. A lot of people do, and it's a hard thing to deal with, but it's something we can do. Is deal with the depression and how to kind of counter it. But anyways, enough about that. Enough about that. What's one of the newest devices that you've used?
Uh, Including atomizers.
Including anything.
Um, I got. I've been vaping the Rebirth RTA, the bulk. Um, those are probably the two newest right now. Other than those two, there hasn't been anything that's really been super, super new that has come out. I got the
Right.
Trinity Alpha pod system. That one, that review will be coming. I'm not too impressed with it. But I'd say the best thing that I've vaped that's new is the Rebirth RTA.
Very nice. I
And
Ooh, the bulk.
the bulk definitely allows you to vape at a high wattage.
Really?
I've I got like a 0.15 in it. I put it at 100 watts, and it's just like barely, barely a warm vape.
Barely a warm vape?
Yeah,
Wow.
it wants power.
Yeah, the bigger ones do. Um,
Yep.
the FP for sure. That's they weren't lying when they said it's a high power device. It's something that really wants to suck up the amperage.
The FP.
Yeah, it it
That's
it likes power.
that's what J Money always tells me.
Yep, it likes power.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He says he vape says at like 135, and it could take more for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, it could. Um, I don't vape that high myself, but not anymore. I did at one point.
Yeah, I mean, Um, I'll vape stacks daily, but as far as regulated devices, I mean, this is a .29 at 50 watts. If I could get a focus.
Oh, kind of there. There you are. 50 watts. Yep, 3.78 volts, 0.29 resistance. Very
Yeah,
nice.
nothing crazy anymore except the stacks.
Duke Nukem, I'm doing well, brother. Thank you very much. Marcia
And
says, you
I
do
do
what?
run my single cell. I do run my single cell mechs pretty hot.
Yeah, I run mine hotter than maybe I should sometimes.
Hey, as long as you know what you're doing.
Mm. Well, I've stayed to my limits and I haven't had an accident yet, so I'm always checking my batteries. I do everything as responsible as I can.
Yeah, and my rule for myself, like for me, is I'm never gonna for an unregulated device. I'll never put my ohms out there because I
Mm.
don't I don't want somebody to do what I do and then be like, well,
He did it, must be
I mean,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I've had that kind of thing. I've had that question posed to me several times from people that watch my stuff and people that know me, and they've gotten a hold of me and been like, "Hey, I've got this 18650 mech. Is this build safe?"
Yeah.
I'm going. You're not telling me anything that making sense right now because you can't build to the mech. You got to build to the battery. You
Yep.
need to know what battery you're using, what the amperage output is. You need to know all of these things. And without that, I can't tell you if that's a safe build. I can't tell you how many times I've had a question similar to that, and it's like, yeah, I would suggest building to the battery. If you don't know Ohm's law, then definitely look it up and start doing some research. That's the thing. Um, but no boneheads with the best batteries doing .06. That's too far in the gray for my taste. Yeah, the .06, I'm all set. People can keep that. No ride the lightning. Nope, no riding the lightning. Don't want to. Every mech is different. I'd never buy a cheap mech for anything close to what I do on my real tubes. Um, eh. I'm not a I'm not a clone versus authentics guy. I'm fairly certain a lot of people are one or the other, but me, I'm not. I'm not particular. Do you have a view on that? Authentics versus clones?
Oh man, it's such a hard topic. I'll never tell somebody to buy a clone. Um, I'll never buy a clone. If someone has a clone, I'm not going to shame them for it, but I'll never tell somebody to buy a clone.
Yeah.
Nor would I ever purchase one for myself.
Right. Do. Does anybody else in the chat have any questions? We're almost up, and we're gonna be getting ready to wrap up here. But I'm gonna give them everybody in the chat just a little bit of time here to ask any questions they might have. Agree with Ryan Marcius.
Oh, for the
Conductivity is just as important as resistance in the mech, battery switch, etc. Every setup is unique. Yeah, but you can't build to the mech, Marcius. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how good the mech is made. You have to build to the battery. You have to. That's the only way to truly be safe.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. You got to build to the battery 100%. I think what the point that is trying to be made there is building around like battery sag and voltage drop for each different mechanical mod. Um, yeah, I agree. I'll build around voltage drop, but never would I recommend that to somebody. You know, because that's a super advanced thing to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's getting down to the nitty gritty. For me, I know what I run for coils. I know the batteries that I'm using the coils on and the resistances. Um, I'm not afraid of putting those on a mechanical device and using them. Um,
Yep.
it also comes through experience though as well. You know, as long as you're safe and you find that right build that you can vape on and is appropriate for your batteries, I think you'll be perfectly fine.
Yep.
But like you said, that's more of an advanced, more of a deeply experienced kind of field right there, where we're getting there.
Yep.
You know. So yeah, we are at 7:58. I know you said you've got to go immediately after the show, so why don't you go ahead and give any shout outs, give any plugs, anything you want to say in wrapping up?
All right. I want to shout out J Money, Des Turner, The Wolf, um, also Slave for Red Reviews. Thank you guys for all the help that you guys give me. Also, Lethal, thank you very much for having me on the show. I appreciate it very much. Um, if anybody would like to check out my channel, you can check me out on YouTube, Rebuildable Space Ryan. I try to upload content as much as possible. And starting with tomorrow's video, it will be filmed with the new setup. So I will have much better quality starting tomorrow. So with that being said, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate everybody in chat.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for coming on with me. It's been a blast, man. It's been good times and good chat. Thank you guys all in chat for everything, for all the comments, keeping everything going. Thank you all to my spanners, my wrenches, my moderators, however you want to say it. You guys have done a great job tonight as well. Thank you guys so much. Again, big love and thanks to Rebuildable Ryan for coming on the show with us tonight. And that's about what I've got for you guys. You guys can look forward to some, I've got these coming up this week. I've got to do these. I got to do some squeezed juices this week. So that's going to be coming up. I do have just a small part of a review, hardware review to record first, and then I can start editing that and put that together. Other than that, you guys will see me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the UK on the Ohm Service Live. You guys will see me on Saturday on the SNL show with Mike MF Vapes and TVP. Sean Beasy may or may not be there, not sure. But I think Goober is going to be up for the show as well. And then you guys will see me again on Sunday. Again on Sunday, you guys will see me for the Good Ohm Boys on my channel, actually. Here, you guys can catch it. Anyways, guys, that's what we've got. Thank you all again. Have a great night. I'm Chris Lethal Coilz. That's Rebuildable Ryan. If you're not subbed to him, please go do so right now. And without further ado, guys, we're the masters of our own destinies. We're the only ones in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative our days are ever going to be. So please remember to keep that positivity high, keep the smiles on your faces, and let that negative just brush off your shoulders. Love you all. Thank you all again, and I look forward to it on the next one. Now I got to hit the end stream.